and guys, they redefine the rules, and here we go.
Absolutely. Outstanding officiating crew on tap today. Scott Yarborough, Amy Bonner, Brian Hall. We are underway. These two teams, as mentioned, split the season series, but it's the weirdest split I think you and I have ever seen. Kansas State scored the fewest points of the season against West Virginia, and then scored the most points in the season against West Virginia.
It was two completely different games. K-State was held to 30 points in the first game, and West Virginia won 60-30. And then Kansas State turned it around and scored 79 points, their most points of the year in the victory.
And that is Tyneese Martin. Kaylee Jones tried to come over. You've got to get over quickly on her.
Well, Tyneese Martin, one of the best jump shooters in the game today, and so good here in Oklahoma City. Exciting to see her back and what she might do in this tournament.
Here is Jones.
Man-to-man defense for West Virginia. They're a physical defensive team.
And they work it into the corner to Christiana Carr, the freshman out of Manhattan, Kansas. 58% of her shots are from beyond the arc. They didn't cover her very well.
No, they didn't get out in time, and she is a player that has improved and made better decisions throughout the season as she's learned the game at this level.
Here is Kayla Goff, we talked about in the open. What a career she has had at Kansas State. They throw it away, and it'll be West Virginia's basketball. Let's talk about the key advantage, Brenda.
Well, we're going to talk about specific players in this game. The versatility of Williams as she goes to the 4 and 5 position. Tough for West Virginia to defend. And Turney Tyneese. That's what the advantage is for West Virginia. She was the most outstanding player in that 2017 Big 12 championship run. And something special about what she can do here in Oklahoma City. So those are the advantages. How does each team take advantage of their advantage?
Martin comes over quickly. Ranke can't get the shot to go. Jones battles into the hands of Madison Smith, the outstanding freshman out of Greenville, South Carolina. She's kind of a scoring point guard, but has had a very good freshman year. Martin catch, shoot. Rebound Williams.
When K-State is in a zone look, they shape it different ways. Looks like a 1-3-1 right now. If that's the case, it's a new version of the zone that they haven't used this year, just breaking it out for this matchup against West Virginia. Stacey Dales talked to Brian Osterman. I talked to Jeff Mitty yesterday at the shoot-arounds and just talked to them about the X's and O's and the strategy about trying to slow down this West Virginia team.
Kari Nybleck's checked into the lineup for West Virginia, number 14. She had an outstanding game against Baylor on Monday night. West Virginia, though, turns it over. Carr wanted the ball. They take the shot instead. No. Carr was spotting up on the far side.
Well, K-State's gotten a couple of turnovers now, extending their defense, but not good decisions on the other end to take advantage.
Martin in traffic, not able to get it. Nybleck, offensive rebound and is fouled. And you and I walked out of that game in West Virginia against Baylor on Monday going, wow and double wow, the way this young lady played.
Well, Kari Nybleck was matched up against Kalani Brown a lot of times in that Baylor matchup. And she is so strong and fearless and ferocious. And she's one of those players that you want on your team. You do not want to have to face her on the opponent's team.
Mike had the great line. He said he talked to Nybleck before the game. He said to her, "Are you scared?" And she goes, "No."
I'm not scared of anything.
Not scared of anything. Gets the second free throw, and we are tied at 3. Good to have you with us today. First of 4, and all 4 are going to be very interesting games. Williams extends on the offense into the hands. Luck. Working on Williams. Exactly what she did against Kalani Brown, going right at her, but the ball will belong to Kansas State.
Well, Nybleck, strong, powerful, just can't finish at the rim on this one. And this is the lineup for Kansas State that actually Mike Carey is worried about, because Peyton Williams is playing the 5 position. Watch how K-State spreads out around her and makes basket cuts. They use her well at the high post, but we haven't seen great execution here in the early going.
Goff beats Martin to the hole. That's only their second non-3-point shot they've taken, but they do have the lead at 5-3.
Well, K-State's already bothering West Virginia with its different defensive looks. It confused West Virginia a little bit and forced some turnovers.
Well, West Virginia came into the game wanting to get the ball to the baseline. They wanted to get the ball in the paint. But let's take a look at Goff on the steal.
Well, Goff just steps into the passing lane, a lazy pass to Tynese Martin, and Martin chooses not to challenge it. As Goff, a black belt, a tough player, came into that point guard role last year with the injuries, and she has been outstanding. Leads the conference in assists per game.
Well, Laura Mackey, the freshman out of Baileyville, Kansas, checked into the lineup for K-State, number 13. Coach Mitty talking about how proud he is of some of his bench players, Mackey in particular. That's going to be an offensive foul called on Nyblack, and that's part of the problem with Kari Nyblack. She gets in foul trouble early. Ekelar's going to come right back in.
Well, and she is such an aggressive player, Nyblack, but sometimes doesn't harness it well enough. You can tell she is upset that she got that foul called because she doesn't want to spend time on the bench. She wants to be out there competing.
Boy, just the way she sat down and kind of harumphed. Also, Katrina Pardis checked into the lineup. Back in the lineup after having the injury. Goff goes up high, launches another three. Williams, no. Rebound. West Virginia will have it. Both teams using a lot of players off the bench. Ashley Ray will now check in.
Both these coaches are very X&O oriented,
right,
and very much strategically aligned. And, you know, the thing about the Big 12 Conference, every team plays every other team 2 times. And so when you come to the Big 12 Championship here, you've seen your opponent twice. This is the 3rd time, and both teams trying to use a few wrinkles here in the early going.
Naomi Davenport with the 2, started the Baylor game 0 for 10, then caught fire. The 3 won't find the range. Offensive rebound, K-State. Williams gets it over to Ranke. Ranke for 3.
Ranke was in a bit of a slump earlier this season until she had a breakout game at Oklahoma, and she has been outstanding in February.
Well, she loves playing in the state of Oklahoma. She's now 13 of 21 from 3 while playing in the Sooner State. Dribble penetration, nice job. Pardee knocks it off her leg, and the ball will belong to West Virginia. We've got a timeout. Mike Carey's squad wants to talk about it. 5:03 to play in the first.
For sure had a chance to meet her parents in West Virginia that last game on senior day, and what she's had to overcome, as Stacey said, with that injury, and now back in the lineup. We just hope good things for her, and our best wishes to her family.
Absolutely. Comes from a very good family, very close-knit family out of Cedar Park, Texas, down around the Austin area. Martin, good job defensively covering up down low. Kansas State has hit only 2 of their last 10 shots. 7 of their 11 field goal attempts right now have been from beyond the arc. Williams tracks it down, gets it to Goff. Going to be tied up. Had a couple of West Virginia players with their hands on it. Possession arrow belongs to Kansas State.
The defense for both teams early has been outstanding. Active hands, good connected team defense. They both go about it, both teams, in a very different way. Physical, on-ball, man-to-man defense for West Virginia, but that shows Peyton Williams' ability. The volleyball player had some hops, and she just elevated up over 2 West Virginia defenders.
And to think the way she started the season, she didn't get to her 30th practice until mid-January because of volleyball. That really affects. Here's Pardee, the 3. Rebound, Kansas State leading by 5. 5-game win streak. They're averaging 75.5 points a game. Williams again. Williams has 4, and the lead is extended to 7.
Well, she has exerted her will early, and that was a concern for Mike Carey. She's now back at the 4 position, so they should be able to match up, but they just didn't find her that time.
Goff trying to make it a 9-0 run. Off the glass, counted. Kansas State on fire in the early going.
We mentioned earlier, Kansas State is unveiling a new wrinkle in their defense. This 1-3-1 is a different look than they've normally had. Haven't done it all year long. Breaking it out here, and West Virginia is having problems and throwing it away against this 1-3-1 zone defense.
Well, Pardee's going to be called for the foul, but Kayla Goff coming up with another steal.
Well, they're getting in the passing lanes, whether it's Goff or you saw it on the other side the last possession. And a terrific job defensively disrupting. Stacey?
And Brenda, assistant coach Brian Osterman told me yesterday, the 1-3-1 that you're alluding to, they literally installed it 48 hours ago. They implemented it very basically about 3 months ago, but they have not used it the entire season, Coach Osterman told me. So this is a wrinkle that they want to, as you alluded to, change the speed of this game, force turnovers. They feel that West Virginia obviously can get out on a roll, and they want to speed them up with this defense and create some turnovers, and they're doing it.
And so, Stacey, on the other side, if you're the point guard on the other team and you're facing a defense that you have not prepared for, what is West Virginia facing here?
Well, they're facing having to react on instincts, as you see the Tynese Martin deflection there, but they haven't seen it. I mean, literally, this defense was implemented fully 2 days ago. And I kind of chuckled with the coaches from Kansas State, because as you see this turnover here, that's another steal for Kayla Goff. And with those long arms and their length, been very effective. 6
steals already for Kansas State. Whistle called. Foul underneath. Ekelar up off West Virginia's bench.
Well, it's really interesting because Kansas State is a team that early in February was not on the radar of being an NCAA tournament team. And as Stacey mentioned in her opening comments, that loss at home to Iowa State was devastating. They were very unhappy, and the focus that they've had since then, they've won 7 of their last 8 games. The only game they lost was to the #1 team in the country, Baylor. They've come together. They've got great offensive firepower. They mix you up with the various defensive looks that they show. They're giving West Virginia some problems here in the early going.
Ekelar, the offensive rebound, and the foul called. You talk about their defense in this 5-game win streak. Their opponents have all shot under 41%. Many will throw a bunch of defenses. Some people call them junk defenses. I call them just flat-out good defenses.
Well, they figure out how to take away the opponent's strengths. And right now, West Virginia not getting the ball to their shooters on the perimeter easily. They're not finding Naomi Davenport. Davenport just with 2 attempts so far in the game. So they're forcing turnovers, and they're confusing West Virginia's offense right now.
Ekelar 67% from the line. One-handed shot. Jones rebounds it. Lead is 10. Biggest has been 11.
What a screen
nice
by
play.
Peyton Williams. So Kaylee Jones can't believe it. Beautiful pass after the nice pick on the ball by Williams on the wing. And then Jones ends up committing the foul.
Mackey goes out. And by the way, before the play before, Nyblack did pick up her 2nd personal foul, so she has to sit out. That is a big loss, because the #1 key in any game West Virginia has played, they can't get in foul trouble. They don't have enough players. Rudd, dribble penetration off the glass. That was pretty.
And good read. And that's where Mike Carey thought whatever defense Kansas State plays, they can attack the baseline. And that's exactly what Rudd did on that play.
Martin on Goff. That's a good match. Goff lost the handle. Ekelar pokes it away. 8 to shoot for Kansas State.
We talked about attacking the baseline, and Rudd catches it and finds a crease on the baseline, whipped by really 3 K-State defenders that time. So it's just a matter of West Virginia being patient, not turning the ball over, and finding where the openings are in this zone. Any zone has openings. You just have to be patient.
And another whistle and another foul. That will send Peyton Williams to the line. Williams has 6 in the ball game. She only had 8 points in the first meeting between these two teams. Has a chance to equal that now.
No, that was the loss. That was the game that Kansas State did not shoot well at all, and Peyton Williams one of them.
You and I have talked about it before, but at the beginning of the season, Peyton Williams and Jeff Mitty talked, and they wanted Williams to expand her game. I think she really has this season.
Yeah. And she doesn't work on basketball that much in the offseason because of her two-sport affiliation.
Well, she gives Kansas State the 10-point advantage. Inside of 2 minutes here in the first. A little pressure put on Kansas State. Just kind of mix things up. Martin catches, shoots. Just in and out. Tynese now only one of her first 5 shots. Nice patient offense. Shot clock, plenty of time at 15. Ranky, long 3. Good position for the rebound. Rudd can't get it. Offensive rebound by Mackey.
Mackey positioned herself well.
They'll launch another 3, buried for Rachel Ranky.
Ranky has that high release, such a good three-point shooter.
70% of her shots are from beyond the arc. You've got to get out on her. She's had a rough go recently. She's been sick, injured. They tested her for mono a couple of times. Had food poisoning. Not showing any ill signs this afternoon. Davenport, tough shot. West Virginia has gone cold offensively.
And settling for jumpers.
There you go.
Not attacking the rim. That basket by Rudd went in. But the rest of the time they have either turned it over or not attacked.
Davenport, long shot again, just rattling around. And that is so different than what we saw Monday night.
Exactly, and that's what West Virginia played Baylor close because they were all putting the ball on the floor and attacking the rim, and they're settling right now in the early going. A lot of that has to do with the different look defensively that they're seeing, and they had the turnovers early.
About a second different shot of the game clock. 7 to shoot. Goff in the corner, the 3. Knocked around. Kansas State thought they had it. West Virginia will have it with only 0.7 left in the opening quarter. Pardee will come back in. Not much to do. Kansas State with their biggest lead of the opening quarter, 13. West Virginia on a scoring drought of 225. That's the way the first will end. Kansas State, outstanding defense in that opening quarter. They lead 21-8 over West Virginia.
Help side defense couldn't recover quickly enough, and Ranky hits her second three-pointer of the game.
That's one of the reasons they lead by 13. One thing we've learned from West Virginia, they will scratch and claw. This game far from over. Ball will belong to Kansas State. Youngest roster for Kansas State since 77-78. 10 of their 14 players currently on the roster are either true freshmen or sophomores. Tied with Oklahoma for the most underclassmen.
But when you have a lot of young players, it's great to have some veteran leaders, and that's what Kansas State has in Goff and in Williams as a senior and a junior to lead all those young players. That's why I believe K-State's had this big run here in February.
Goff can't get the shot to go down. Tynese Martin, good job blocking out. West Virginia with a little bit of an opening here. Ended the first quarter on a scoring drought of nearly 2.5 minutes. Pardee, this is her bread and butter, knocks down the 3.
West Virginia needed that desperately, and that was a really good pass by Davenport to set up the shot.
Davenport was struggling since coming back, only 5 of 17 shooting. That is a welcome sign, I think, from Mike Carey. Mackey lost it. K-State will have it. Let's check in with Stacy.
And that break after the first quarter, very important. I just listened to the huddle and Coach Mike Carey and the message to his players. Calmed them down, but he said, you guys are playing scared. We got to move the ball. You're not blocking out. The guards are standing around, and offensive boards, 5 now, are killing us. And a good break as Williams hits the shot.
And Williams, that's a deuce. So she's got 8 in the ball game. Check that, 10 in the ball game now. Lead goes back to a dozen. I don't think you're right. I think they did play a little scared in that opening 10 minutes.
Well, and I think it was the different look of the defense and the freshman point guard playing in her first Big 12 tournament. So they've got Lucky Rudd now at the point guard position, and Tynese Martin doing her thing. Pardee hit the 3. Tynese Martin hit a jumper now. All of a sudden, West Virginia starting to get a little rhythm offensively.
Tiny Martin shot that in traffic, didn't seem to bother her. Williams floats on top, up to Goff. Williams again, 4-3. Peyton Williams with her second from beyond the arc today.
And a reason why I mentioned Peyton Williams is a matchup nightmare. She's the 5 player right now. She's being defended by Ekelar, who just scored on this end. But Ekelar has now allowed 2 3-pointers from Williams in the last 2 possessions for K-State. Here's another.
This time Williams can't get it. Ball tipped around. Martin tried to come up with it.
There's that offensive rebound. Stacey
exactly
Dales
right.
just reported that Mike Carey said we cannot continue to allow the Wildcats to get these offensive rebounds.
You'd probably say that Ekelar's got to come out, but Mike Carey's in a situation. Nyblack with 2 personal fouls, doesn't have anybody else. Deep in the corner, the 3, the miss rebounded by Martin. You're just waiting for Tynese Martin to explode. What'd you call her? Turning Tynese?
Turning Tynese.
I like that. It's got a ring to it.
A little alliteration.
Davenport baseline jumper knocks it down. And Kansas State wants to call a timeout because all of a sudden West Virginia has fought back.
Jeff Mitty is looking at his team. They've been allowing those baseline jump.
Been to the NCAA tournament all 10 times. And right now they lead at 26-17 here in the second. Going right at West Virginia. Tynese Martin ties up the ball. Nobody wants to give it up, and it'll be Kansas State's ball. I think we've seen that happen in the 2 games previous. 5 or 6. Nobody wants to give the ball up.
Well, everybody understands the importance of this. Beard ends up getting called for the foul, though, for the reach instead of a tie-up. But West Virginia had everybody blocked out that time, but nobody went and got the basketball. Now, and just that's the defense that Kansas State is playing is causing the hesitation for West Virginia. Naomi Davenport is a confident offensive player, but she turned and looked, and it was a little different look than she had seen. Remember, Jeff Mitty called the timeout after West Virginia had scored a couple of shots on the baseline, so a little adjustment there threw off Davenport.
Beard, no place to go. Nice ball movement. Good ball fake by Ranke. Davenport outlet to Madison Smith. West Virginia still in this game. Started the quarter 4 of 4. Haven't taken a shot since then. Kansas State's missed their last 4 shots.
Looks a little different now. Kansas State's defense looks a little more like their 2-3 now than earlier.
Pardee tries the floater, rebounded, pulled down by Jayshawn Beard. And it ends up in an easy 2 for Williams, who's now got 15 in the ball game.
Again, Williams showing her versatility, and that's where a speedy guard coming by you to try to steal the ball away. She just took her time and stepped to the basket with confidence. Really strong move.
3 straight games, Peyton Williams has had 20 points, and they throw it away. Another steal. That is the 8th for Kansas State, and they get the points off the turnover. Timeout, West Virginia. Mike Carey, not a happy camper.
Not a good pass against that 2-3 zone. And again,
that is the 1-3-1 special that they added 48 hours ago.
Yeah, it's that chess match, Stacey.
Yeah.
It's just showing the different wrinkle and making your opponent adjust. And West Virginia just needs to make the simple pass, not force it. Make the simple pass. But they're looking and trying to decipher what defense is happening and where they need to go with the ball. K-State's doing an excellent job defensively, using their length and making it difficult to make the next pass.
I think you hit it on the head. They're thinking way too much. Sometimes you just got to make a simple play. Lucky Rudd cut off by Williams. This is a suffocating defense. Davenport penetrates. That's what they wanted to do. West Virginia will have a fresh 30 and the basketball.
It was a more decisive move that time by Davenport, but she wasn't able to finish at the rim.
Ashley Ray will come back into the lineup for Kansas. Kaylee Jones will go out. And Christiana Carr will also come back into the lineup, and Beard will sit down. 13-point advantage matches the biggest lead of the game for Kansas State. Smith lost the handle. Davenport tries to clean it up off the glass.
Good quick release to avoid the shot blockers inside.
Stopped a scoring drought of 225, but they come right back with Ranky in the paint.
Kansas State playing with such confidence right now, and they have been throughout the last month.
You know, especially Rachel Ranky. We talk about her offense, but defensively she has really gotten better. The three by Smith won't find the mark. Kansas State will have it. They've run their offense efficiently as of late. Good ball movement. Carr looking for a cutter. Shot clock at 9. Goff tried to cut, taken away. Here comes Martin. Got Ranky to beat, doesn't do it. Smith the rebound and is going to be fouled.
Haven't been very many fast break opportunities for West Virginia, and they've got to create some opportunities for themselves. Here, this is creating an opportunity. The loose ball available. Davenport quickly up off the backboard. It's been tough going as they have tried to decipher the defenses of Kansas State, but sometimes you just need to beat the defense down the floor, which is what West Virginia did this last time. They couldn't convert. They get the foul. But you have to manufacture some points somehow.
Carr goes out. Beard comes back into the lineup. Madison Smith at the line. Freshman out of Greenville, South Carolina. And we first talked to Mike Carey about her. He was impressed that a freshman could play defense the way she did. Been a bright spot for the team. Williams on Martin. Ranky lets it fly. Rebound Ashley Ray. They'll set it up again. Ranky again rattles home the three. That's her third of the ball game.
And it's off the offensive rebound again. How many points have come from the offensive rebound and then the kick around the moving the ball to find the open player?
Kansas State has hit 4 of their last 5 shots. That's a kick. They also have their biggest lead of the game at 15. Pardee will come in for West Virginia.
Kansas State has 11 second chance points to just 5 second chance points for West Virginia.
Yeah. And West Virginia knew that Jeff Mitty's squad would play outstanding defense. They worked on it yesterday. And since they've been here, Pardee, nice shot, got the 3. That's her second.
That's big. That's big. If she can contribute against the zone looks of Kansas State, that's important because Jeff Mitty actually nodded and said, that's okay. That's okay. We'll concede that. She hasn't been shooting well, but if Pardee can get on a roll, that's something that West Virginia can take advantage.
And they have to take advantage. Goff, pump fake, working on Rudd, and Lucky Rudd will be whistled for the foul. We talked about coming off the offensive board and getting the 3. Good example here.
Well, the rebound, the kick out, the ball reverse, the rhythm three-point shot. That's what three-point shooters love, is that in-rhythm attempt at the basket. And it's either off an offensive rebound right from underneath or a nice reversal of the ball to set it up. And Kansas State's done a nice job of setting up Ranky today.
Well, they had to clean up a little moisture on the court. Amy Bonner, one of the officials, she does it all. Keep in the corner, no hesitation by Ranky. Here comes Pardee. Told us on Monday and again today that her elevation and sometimes her quickness isn't what it was before she got hurt. She's going to play through it. Martin fouled on the play. On the three-point shot, Jason Beard gets her.
Tyneese Martin sold that one by going to the floor. It did look like there was contact up at the top of the jump, and that's not easy to do. Tyneese Martin can elevate, and you see Beard jumping up high. Thought she got some hair, got some ball. Let's see closely. Ooh, I don't know. Martin sold it well by going to the floor in a heat, though.
Beard playing before her hometown fans from Midwest City, Oklahoma, not too far from here. So we give out another Manu Ginobili School of Acting Award today. Here's Martin checking into the lineup. Savannah Simmons, the freshman out of Bel Air, Maryland.
One shot, straight in.
Doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, so Jeff Mitty kind of pulling out the stops. West Virginia now on a 6-0 run. cutting the lead down to 9. It was 15. Important 2 minutes if you're West Virginia. Wide open baseline. Ashley Ray can't finish it out.
West Virginia fortunate on that one because there was a lot of ball watching, and then Ray slipped behind wide open.
If you're West Virginia, you just need a solid possession. Davenport lost the handle, got it back. Pardee left open for 3, got another one.
And Jeff Mitty says we're going to have to make an adjustment. And there's Pardee pointing up above. Stacey Dales said when she came into the game she just lost her grandmother yesterday, and she is playing inspired today.
Lead a half a dozen. In traffic, offensive foul's going to be called. And that'll be on Ranke.
Katrina Pardee, all the adversity that she's been through with the injury, losing her grandmother just yesterday. She came out, you see. Stacey?
Well, we forget, you guys, she quickly returned from that partially dislocated ankle, spends an hour before the game, and did today stem treatment for the pain, compression to reduce the swelling, and a multitude of exercises. She's ready to go, guys.
She is playing well.
Very well. Looked very stiff on Monday against Baylor. We're not seeing that today. Martin, not a good pass by Pardee. Martin saves it. Davenport, strong move to the hole, doesn't get it. Pardee takes it back out. 50 seconds to play in the half. Davenport, Pardee, they're slow to close. She doesn't make them pay. Ekelar got a hand on Williams. She'll be whistled for the foul. That'll be Ekelar's second personal foul. Coming up at half, we'll preview the Texas Tech Baylor game. Brenda will break down the first half. And Hardigan also joining us up in the booth, way up top of the arena.
Well, we knew this would be a good game. The number 4 versus number 5 seed always is. And these two teams with different styles of play coming in and matching up. And it's been fun here in a chess match back and forth.
And the shot clock's going to be turned off. Goff with the air ball. This would be an outstanding finish if you're West Virginia, because they've held Kansas State scoreless for 3 minutes. They're on a 9-0 run. Martin lost the handle. Another steal. Ball is loose. Possession arrow, Kansas State.
And not a good decision by Tyneese Martin. Again, against the zone, making the easy pass, making the next pass. She tried a little behind the back dribble, tries to split a couple of defenders in that zone, and ends up turning it over, giving Kansas State the last possession. 9
steals for Kansas State in the opening half. Goth's pull up, no. Rebound knocked around, still loose, and that's the way the first half will end. But a good ending for West Virginia. They go on a 9-0 run the last 2 minutes and 53 seconds, and they hold Kansas State scoreless the final.
West Virginia scored 21 points in the second quarter, and Pardee was a huge part of that with her shooting.
And West Virginia will get the basketball to begin the second half. Again, they ended the first half on a 9-0 run. Davenport dumps it down inside. Martin, baseline, gets it into Ekelar. Martin off the glass, no. Jones pulls it away. Good effort by Kaylee Jones. Up ahead, Goff up to Carr. Carr, wide open 3. Looked good when it left her hand, didn't get it. 19 3-point attempts for Kansas State in the game. That's what they average per game this season. Their high is 28 and another turnover. Goff backs it out. 6 assists in the ball game already. Taken away by Lucky Rudd. Then she throws it away. Jones can't get it. Anybody want it? Put a fork in it.
First of all, great defense by Lucky Rudd to bring the help side against Peyton Williams, but then you don't turn around and throw it in and save it under your opponent's basket. That is not what you ever want to do. She gets it right back in the hands of Kansas State, and then there's a mad scramble.
Don't you learn that like in junior high?
That's just one of those things that don't save the ball under your opponent's basket.
Well, the officials are going over to the score table. They're going to take a look at things, and we will also watch that last sequence of action.
That was after Rudd threw it into K-State, and then the scramble.
Now they were looking at the shot clock, and it's been cleared up, so we're ready to go. The shot clock's at 26. Kayla Goff will inbound it. Williams, Goff cut right in front of her, then she sets the pick. Tough shot, Peyton Williams. Jones battles for the rebound. It'll belong to Kansas State.
Nyblack may have gotten hit in the eye.
I think she did. Mike Carey rolling the dice, putting her in so early here in the third quarter, playing with 2 personal fouls already.
Well, he mentioned to Stacey Dales in his halftime interview that he needed to get Carey back in the game.
Williams, nice fall away. Pardee getting the start because of her three-point shooting here in the second half.
Williams has had a couple of looks in the paint here in the third quarter. Hasn't converted either one of them. Very unlike her.
Down low to Nyblack. That's what she did against Baylor. Just goes in strong with that right shoulder.
Turned and aggressively attacked the backboard.
That's Nyblack's first field goal made. Or second field goal taken and first made. Williams hands it off to Goff. Williams now posting the three. Buried again by Rachel Ranke. Her 4th of the game.
And there was a lot of eye contact between Kayla Goff and Peyton Williams. Peyton Williams was directing traffic. And Ranke, when she caught it, realized that she had some room and pulled the trigger.
And they forced the turnover again. Carr comes up with it. Jones is going to be grabbed by Kari Nyblack. That is her 3rd personal foul. Nyblack was trying to get position.
That is not what Mike Carey wants, and you can see him shaking his head. He's going to put Ekelar back in for Nyblack. He can't afford it to have Nyblack pick up another foul. She's frustrated. She knows that that's going to get her a seat on the bench, and just got too physical down in the block and committed the foul.
Only 2 minutes played in the first half for Nyblack. 2.5 played here in the third quarter. Goff goes one way, shoots the other. Davenport pulls it away.
West Virginia, I think, has done a better job defensively here in this quarter, being right up into the shooter when they go up.
Dangerous pass from Pardee, and Martin will set it up. Catch and shoot. Davenport with the 3.
Nice shot for Davenport.
Last 5 games, she's averaged over 20 points a contest, and all of a sudden, the lead is 4. It was 15. That'll be a kick.
Well, gives Davenport a chance to tie her shoe after she hit her three-pointer. She tried to reach down and tie it while live action was going on. And then she knew, hey, I've got to defend Peyton Williams. I can't be tying my shoe, so she popped up. So the dead ball gives her a chance to do that.
Take the time you can. Goff inbounds it. She's responsible for 48% of Kansas State's points this year by scoring and assists. Jones, ball fake on Ekelar. Rejected. Here comes Davenport. Strong move to the hole, off the glass, count it.
Davenport has come alive the last couple of possessions. She hit the big three-pointer, and then nobody stopped the ball. She just continued to go hard at the rim. Good, strong move. Goff reaches in. Kaylee Jones is right there trying to give some resistance. That's just determination by Naomi Davenport.
First team all Big 12 for Naomi Davenport. I think what epitomized her effort was Monday. Started out 0 for 10 shooting, and she was not going to be denied. And Brenda, we were just amazed how she came back and just kind of forgot about the first half.
The resilience as she went against Lauren Cox of Baylor.
But Beard with the 2.
Nice shot for Kansas State. Both Goff and Williams have missed some shots here in the third quarter, and that's nice for another player besides one of those two in Ranky to hit a shot.
Ekelar had great position inside and takes advantage of it.
Heck of a move, yes. Excellent block, post-up position right in the middle of the paint. Turn to go up strong off the backboard.
The lead is 1. Now West Virginia with a chance to take the advantage.
Goff had the idea to throw it to her buddy Peyton Williams, but that was good defense by the Mountaineers.
Their only lead came early in the first quarter. Jeff Mitty wanted to travel. Martin rattles it. And now Kansas State, 5:25 to play in the third with the ball and the advantage. Goff tries a back cut. Martin stays right with her. Body's falling everywhere. And that's going to be a push. It'll go against West Virginia. And Laura Mackey comes back into the lineup for Kansas State.
West Virginia's defensive intensity has ratcheted up here in the third quarter, and you thought it was likely, the way that Mike Carey talked to Stacey Dales going into the halftime locker room about the things that needed to improve in their effort. And you're seeing the West Virginia team that is so difficult to score against. Only 4 points by Kansas State here in the third quarter.
Williams in a little bit of traffic, still gets the shot off into the hands of Ranky, short. Martin pulls it down. Pardee on the left, Smith on the right. Takes it herself, wild shot.
Didn't have numbers, forced it between a couple of defenders. I like the aggressive mindset, though. You want to try to get the lead, try to make something happen, but may have forced it just a little too much.
Beard inside. Ekelar put the hand up, and it rolls.
Beard hit that baseline jumper, and then she challenges Ekelar inside. A couple of important baskets for Kansas State from Beard.
And they needed that because the last 2 games she was just 2 of 13 shooting. Another turnover. They have turned it over 14 times. Nice job, Davenport, into the hands of Smith. West Virginia will have numbers if they hurry, and they lose it. Now K-State with numbers. Goff hesitates. Ranky got it.
Well, Tynese Martin with good initial defense to make Goff double clutch and miss the shot, but where were the help defenders for the Mountaineers to get back and help Tynese Martin defensively that time?
Rachel Ranky averages 9.6 points a game. She has 16 this afternoon. Davenport saw the opening, takes it, easy right-handed layup.
Took time, Madison Smith, the point guard that time, to find the open player. She was kind of shrugging her shoulders like nobody's open. Who do I pass it to? She hit the high post, and Davenport found the crease in the defense. Mike
Carey was on the sideline telling her there were people open. Ranky, catch and shoot. That's a pretty shot by Rachel Ranky, the sophomore.
Ranky, as you mentioned, most of her field goal attempts are three-pointers, but that was a nice catch, turn, and shoot. You're seeing 2 teams very worthy of the NCAA tournament here.
Absolutely. Martin can't get it to fall. Tynese Martin just 2 of 10 shooting in this game.
When you look at the strength of the Big 12 Conference, the number 3 conference RPI, and what they have to do during the course of an 18-game schedule, playing home and away, these are 2 teams that are both highly competitive and both bring a lot of individual star power and great X's and O's from both these teams.
We've got a time.
Way to beat a zone, you said it. Get the ball to the high post, and just a smooth laying out of the basketball. And West Virginia obviously took, Brenda, the message from Mike Carey. We got to attack the paint. Not only have they reversed the ball and found the seal down low with their bigs, but they're attacking from that high post, and it's been effective in the second.
That's going to be a travel call. Lucky Rudd pointing to the right foot, saying it didn't move. Amy Bonner would disagree.
And again, Jeff Mitty mixing things up a little bit. Out of the timeout, extends the zone, little 2-2-1 zone. And West Virginia just hesitant in it, not being decisive with their passes, and they turn it over.
Pardee comes back into the lineup, probably will have the most minutes in a game since her return from the injury. Smith tried to get it to Davenport. Davenport never saw it. Beard up ahead has had a nice game, and she throws it right into the hands of Davenport. Martin's got Pardee spotting up on the right. Another travel call.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Not a good series for either team.
No, 18 turnovers now for West Virginia. We're checking with Stacy.
I was just in the timeout with Mike Carey, and guess what he talked about, Ron and Brenda? Turnovers. That was the first thing he told his players, and you saw the frustration right there.
And then they get 2 turnovers right there.
Well, they've had 3 turnovers the last minute and a half West Virginia has. That just comes up and bites you. Carr. Ekelar, nice job on the rebound, just out-physicaled everybody. That's her 5th board of the game. Pardee left open in the corner, short on the jumper. Ekelar fights, can't get it. Martin goes down hard. Kansas State running the floor well. Goff gives it up. Williams is fouled.
Well, Peyton Williams has struggled a little bit here in the 3rd quarter, which is unusual. She's missed a couple of shots in the paint. She had an offensive rebound taken away from her by Ekelar there. She didn't really look like she had her shoulders squared for a good shot, but got bailed out by the foul. And sometimes it's just your persistence. When things aren't going well and shots aren't falling down, you just have to keep putting yourself in a position for success, and she draws the foul because of her activity on that one.
Well, she's missed her 3 shots here in the quarter as Ranke comes back into the lineup and Mackey goes out. Kansas State now on an 8-2 run, have opened up the advantage by 7. West Virginia hasn't scored now in over 2:15 after cutting the lead down to 1. Ekelar wanted it, playing straight up with Williams. Peyton Williams got a little bit of help.
Ekelar had great position. Here's, again, Peyton Williams at that 5 position. They've got Naomi Davenport on her.
Beard on the drive and is going to be fouled, and Ekelar will pick up the foul. And that is the 4th team foul. And Ekelar picked up her 3rd personal foul. So now you've got 2 of the bigs for West Virginia with 3 personal fouls.
And Nyblack has not been able to impact this game for West Virginia, and it appears Mike Carey going to wait until the 4th quarters where she'll have 2 fouls to operate with and hope that she can come in and make a difference. Boy, talk about making a difference. Jason Beard has certainly made a difference here in the 3rd quarter for K-State.
Big time, more ways than one. Jeff Mitty just telling us yesterday she's just doing the job, in his words. Ekelar clears out. Williams gets the 2.
Ekelar, good job of getting herself under control and not rushing that.
Stops a 6-0 K-State run. 5-second difference shot of the game clock. K-State led by 6 at intermission. They may go up more here in the 3rd, but Pardee, after the easy shot, is missed.
Beard went up high for it.
Yeah.
This just didn't gather to finish the shot.
Final 4 seconds. Deep in the corner. Davenport shot, no, and that's the way quarter number 3 will end. Only 10 minutes left. Who will be playing again tomorrow? Kansas State by 7.
Last regular season game, and of course the winner of this game will play the winner of Baylor and Texas Tech in the semifinals.
And Kim Mulkey on hand watching this game intently. Nyblack will get the start of the fourth quarter and goes right to that aggressive move we've seen so many times this year. Lead cut down to 5.
And that's a matchup I don't think K-State can hang with. If they can get the ball to Nyblack on the block and she can go to work and avoid an offensive foul being too aggressive, that's a real advantage for West Virginia here in the fourth quarter.
Tried to lob it in. Too many West Virginia jerseys. Jones saves it. Shot clock at 5. Letting it fly. Ranky, no. Rebound, Nyblack. That's what they missed.
Yeah, they did. And look at her sky and just say, that rebound is mine.
I'm sure Mike Carey said, listen, you just need to go out and play hard. Don't play tentative, which I don't think Kari Nyblack can play tentative.
Yeah, and again, that's just a matchup. It's hard for anybody to match up against Kari Nyblack, which says so much about her as a freshman, her strength. Jones picks up the foul there before she can turn and shoot. So they're going to bring in Ray to try to muscle up against Nyblack.
That was foul number 4 on Jones. So she goes out. Martin up front. Nyblack sets the pick. Rolls down low. Now she's being guarded by Ranky.
Nice step in by Nyblack. Here she goes to work again.
And strong move, and she'll go to the line. She has no fear. I still crack up when Mike Carey told us, are you scared to go against Kalani Brownson? No.
Well,
no fear.
And the ball reversal sets this up, Ron. Nyblack does a nice job of stepping in just right in front of Ray to be available for the pass. And then she isn't afraid of anybody when she turns and goes to work in the lane.
Nyblack has improved her free throw shooting. She's at 63% as Mackey comes back in for Kansas State. Can't get the second one to go down, so the lead stays at 4. Still within striking distance if you're West Virginia.
Nyblack did not make the All Big 12 freshman team, which is shocking to me.
Unbelievable. But she gets 6th man of the year.
Yes.
Do the math,
yes,
folks.
Exactly.
That just doesn't compute. Lucky Rudd, no place to go. Good defense. Williams jumped out on her.
Important possession here for West Virginia.
Boy, Smith may have moved the foot. Didn't do it. Goes down as a 2. And the lead is 2.
I thought she stuck her pivot foot. I think that her other foot stepped forward with an extra jab step. She was trying to figure out where to go with it and realized nobody was defending her.
And she took advantage of it. Williams, now Davenport's leaning on her. They try to go over top to Williams. Yeah. Counted!
Nyblack thought about it for a minute that she shouldn't commit the foul, and then she was just too tempted to reach over and get a hand on it. It wasn't enough, and Peyton Williams just powered up through it. You could see Nyblack kind of hesitates, and then she reaches in there, and Williams just too strong as she goes up with the contact and makes the basket.
Let's check in with Stacey Dales.
Well, and that's exactly what Jeff Mittie, Brenda, and Ron just talked about in his last timeout. He loves the lob, and he told his players, stay aggressive. By the way, he also said with his coaches, own this 10 minutes, we play tomorrow.
Exactly. Well, she made the free throw, so the lead goes to 5. Davenport trying to get open. Peyton Williams keeping a sharp eye on her. Davenport, nice pass inside. Ekelar is going to be fouled. Laura Mackey commits the infraction, and Teresa Ekelar will go to the line.
And we heard from Mike Carey again at halftime. I appreciate so much the coaches are available and that Stacey is here to interview them. But we heard that Mike Carey really wanted his team to attack the baseline, to attack the paint of this zone, whatever zone look it is. So they had patience that time. They get the ball to Davenport. She takes the one dribble in, feeds it to Ekelar. Ekelar picks up the foul.
Rattles it home. Down to a 3-point advantage. Baylor, Texas Tech coming up following this contest on FS1. Goff has been quiet offensively. A good job with assists. Nice job, Davenport. Martin runs up the right side, lost the handle. They're saying it went off Tynese Martin.
I'm not sure about that. I thought it was two defenders for K-State that hit it.
Stacy.
I'm sitting 10 feet from the play, and I believe it went off Tynese Martin's hands.
All right, nice angle there, Stacy. She sold it well.
Yes, she did.
Not well enough, as K-State got the ball, but good angle with Stacy down on the baseline to see that.
Oh, they left Ranke wide open. Usually won't miss that shot. Goff pulls it away. Carr, scoop, no. Ekelar finally gives it up to Lucky Rudd.
Well, K-State has really struggled to score here in the second half. Give credit to the defensive intensity for West Virginia.
Once again, West Virginia was outscored 21-8 in the opening quarter. Quick hands by Williams. West Virginia will have it.
Yeah, we showed the resume of West Virginia earlier. The one chink in their armor is their RPI, but that is only one part of the metrics that is used to evaluate a team. And when you look at what they've done in the Big 12 Conference with the 11 victories, with the 2 wins over top 25 RPI teams, that they are a team that is put together, that they went through a stretch that they were without Katrina Pardee. That took away their depth, right, and it took away a senior guard. And that's one thing the committee takes into account is when you have losses, what were their pieces missing? And Katrina Pardee has come back. You've seen her today with her 3 3-pointers. What a difference she makes to this team when she's healthy, and that has to be taken into account. Those losses that they had when she was out were impacted by her not being on this team, and that makes a difference when you evaluate a team for the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely, and those who are evaluating in the committee don't necessarily use the same metrics and optics as those who prognosticate who's going to get in. Williams for 3, clips the bottom of the rim.
I think that's a really good point, Ron, because you have members of the committee that are administrators in conference offices. They are former college coaches. They have had a lot of experience in women's basketball, and one may have a particular opinion, but then you've got the whole committee determining, okay, let's measure this team against these other teams on this line. Exactly. And it's not just one metric that they look at. It's the total body of work. And that's why when you hear total body of work thrown about, that's where teams build to make their cases, not just on one particular part of the equation.
Absolutely. And Goff stops a scoring drought of over 2 minutes for Kansas State, gives them a 2-point advantage. Ekelar pulls away the miss. Goff only 5 points in the ball game. Lead back to 2. West Virginia looking to tie. That would be the 3rd tie of the game. Martin, tough shot, rebound pulled away by Carr. Up ahead, just cherry picking inside. Ranke counted.
Ranke was anticipating the contact, kind of hung in the air, but able to hold on. Naomi Davenport did not think that she committed this foul. Looks like she came across on the forearm. That's a strong move by Ranke to go up through contact and be able to finish that shot.
Ranke with 20 in the ball game. Give her 21. And the lead goes back to 5. A little pressure now put on by K-State. Dangerous pass, and Tynese Martin shows some hops to pull it away from Ranke.
A little sense of urgency here by West Virginia. They have to have efficient possessions.
Boy, Ranke timed that pass perfectly. Does she have the layup? No. Rebound follow by Carr.
What a play by Carr. hustling down to be a part of the play and tipping it in without even coming down. But it started with Ranky just ripping the ball out of Naomi Davenport's hands.
Ranky's season high is 24. She's got 21.
Drew the contact there. She got the steal on the last play, and the run out didn't score, but it led to the basket by Carr inside.
Watching Tiny Smarton come out of that timeout, she had a little limp. Didn't look like she was putting a lot of pressure on one of her legs. Kind of was walking very gingerly out of the huddle.
And interesting, we've got another media timeout here, but Jeff Mitty had his team in a man-to-man just for one possession there. Yeah, she's been so good here at this tournament. This year has been a year of recovery. She's had some outstanding games this season once again. All Big 12 first-teamer again, but West Virginia's got to get some defensive stops here in the last 4.5 minutes and be aggressive with their scoring mentality.
Mike Koyer, the head coach of West Virginia, calls her the best, Tiny Smarton, the best shooter he has coached, and a great young woman. Black gets the second. She looks frustrated. She only made 1 of 2. They're going to take, they're going to take her out.
Probably going to have a little offense-defense with her and Ekelar.
Goff cut, didn't get it to her. Hand off to Carr. Carr, wild shot, and foul is going to be called.
And that's just not a situation where Ekelar needs to foul. She was playing kind of center field in the lane defensively, and when the drive came in, she took a swipe at it. Instead of going straight up, ended up committing the foul.
Well, Ekelar's played pretty cleanly since she picked up her 3rd in the waning moments of quarter number 3. Now she picks up her 4th. And she'll go out, and Nyblack comes in.
And this is the offense-defense. So they put Ekelar in to be on the defensive end. Now they're putting Nyblack in for her offensive prowess.
Boy, dangerous pass. Ranky, who has read a couple of those very well today. Ranky already with 2 steals. Hardy trying to get open left side. There she is. And they throw it away. Picked off by Williams.
And there's 6'1", 4-player out on the wing on that defense causing problems.
And then it turns into the 3 by Carr.
The defense has been the story for K-State. They have confused West Virginia at times and forced them into bad decisions with the basketball. And even though K-State struggled to score here in the second half, they've hit timely shots.
West Virginia has not scored for 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Again, the 3.
Goff pushing ahead to Carr, spotting up from 3-point range. She was ready, locked and loaded. Good extension on her 3-point attempt.
10-1 run by Kansas State after West Virginia had cut it to 1. Goff. Martin not going anywhere. West Virginia 21 turnovers, 1 off her season high. Kansas State coughs it up. Williams will commit the foul. That will only be her 2nd.
That'll send Nyblack down to have the opportunity to score without the clock running.
Nyblack 3 of 6 from the stripe. And much needed free throws if you're West Virginia. Let's check in with Stacey Dales.
Well, quickly, the player that reminds Mike Koyer most of Kari Nyblack, Dennis Rodman. She goes all out, and he told his players in the huddle recently, somebody go help Kari rebound.
Yeah, really.
Yes, and what a compliment, because she just goes all out.
Dennis Rodman playing his college basketball not too far from Oklahoma City, just southeast of Oklahoma City. Carr works inside. Davenport ties her up. Possession arrow, Kansas State. Davenport, good job defensively. Davenport, 14 points in the ball game. But she leads the team with 5 assists.
Shot clock doesn't reset
Shot clock at 4. Into the hands of Mackey. 4-3 knocks it down. 8th of the ball game for Kansas State.
Mackey, one of those players that Jeff Mittie says has been playing her role well and really contributing to the success of the team during this stretch where they've won 7 of their last 8.
Davenport couldn't throw it over the outstretched hands of Williams and Mackey.
Another terrific double team by Kansas State to force a turnover. You just can't say enough about Jeff Mittie's defensive game plan in this game. Mixing up the defenses, confusing West Virginia offensively at times, forcing turnovers.
Martin almost picks the pocket of Goff. Kansas State tying a season high in 3-point attempts. Goff off balance. Nyblack pulls it down. 11-point advantage inside of 2 minutes. That'll be a travel. Let's go back to Mackey hitting the wide open shot.
The cross-court pass. How many of these shots are set up by just Kayla Goff having great court vision, delivering the pass on a string all the way across the court to set up a 3-point shot. 12 assists from Kayla Goff today.
Amazing. Carr knocks down another 3. They set a season high in 3-point attempts, and they've made 9 of their 29. And West Virginia now with 24 turnovers in the ball game. That is a season high for them. Credit the Kansas State defense. Nyblack, that should be an easy 2, and it is. Boy, Kansas State turned everything up a couple of notches since West Virginia had cut it to 1. Baylor, Texas Tech coming up immediately following this. Let's take a look at our Ford leaderboard. You mentioned Kayla Goff and her assists.
13 assists in this game. Just moving the basketball so well side to side. She's given up her points today to set it up. She is responsible for nearly half of K-State's points every game. That's one of the leaders in the nation in that category. And she has been setting up her teammates for 3-point shots, for shots at the rim, and has led this team to a comfortable lead here in the closing moments.
Well, Peyton Williams didn't have a big scoring half here in the second, but she had a great first half. But her presence has been felt. Nyblack, offensive rebound, will go to the line with 56.4. The lead is 13. Baylor Tech next. The winner of that game will play the winner of this game, and it looks like it'll be the Wildcats. They'll extend their win streak to 6.
The only team that Kansas State has lost to since that February 2nd loss to Iowa State is Baylor. That's the only game they've lost in this stretch. Jeff Mittie's squad has been on fire. Wins over Texas, TCU, West Virginia in the regular season, at Oklahoma State, and they were down big at halftime against Oklahoma State and Stillwater and came back and won that game.
Now they're taking out Kayla Goff. She'll sit down with 5 points, and as we talked about the 13 assists, it looks like Kansas State will advance. They've advanced at least one round in the Big 12 tournament 15 times. And here's Peyton Williams to a round of applause.
And Peyton Williams goes to the bench. You mentioned Kayla Goff. We got word that Kayla Goff has tied the Kansas State school records for assists in a game. Not just a Big 12 tournament game, but any game, with the 13 today.
Boy, what a duo. And we spent some time with them back in October. And had a great visit with them, and they both had their sights set on this season. Said that knew that Jeff Mittie came in saying defense, but we're going to rebound. In fact, Kayla Goff telling me that Jeff was, and I quote, insane about rebounding coming into this year. And it's paid off for him.
Well, Stacey Dale started off our broadcast with that story that I think is so important about the success of this team. After they lost to Iowa State, those two, Kayla Goff and Peyton Williams, got together and said, we need to get this team focused on what's important. And last year we used this idea of everybody focus on 3 things to have your focus on. And that's what they took to Jeff Mittie. Every player on the team focused on their individual three things, basically their role and expectations on the team. And since everybody has been laser focused on their individual roles and their contributions to the team, Kansas State has been on fire.
Kayla Goff said she wanted 15 field goal attempts. She wanted paint touches and 4 defensive rebounds. Jeff Mittie emptying his bench right now. Getting a lot of other players some playing. Standing job today. Lisa Wiggins checks in for Kansas State, number 5. Sophomore out of Montclair, New Jersey. Pull up by Carr. Final 10 seconds, so Kansas State, our first semifinalists. They'll play the winner of our next game right here on FSN. That'll be Baylor and Texas Tech.
And West Virginia will await their fate in the NCAA tournament. And I think they have shown by their play that they can compete with anybody in the NCAA tournament. And looking at their full body of work, deserve to be in.
A rejection on the last play of the game by Carr, and that's going to do it. We thought it would be a hard-fought game, and it